If you love slow burn, artful horror with deep emotional stakes, Nosferatu demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. This is one of the finest films of this year, and no, it is not an exaggeration. It's been over a century since Count Orlok first darkened cinema screens, forever shaping how we imagine vampires. Now, Robert Eggers, the master of historical horror behind The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman, has finally brought his dream project to life.
I'm ready.
But make no mistakes, this is not just a retelling. This is Nosferatu Reborn, a meticulously crafted, visually stunning descent into pure gothic terror that strips the vampire myth of its romanticized cliches and reminds us why this creature terrified audiences in the first place. Eggers has been working on this project for over a decade, obsessing over every shadow, every historical detail, and we are going deep today, breaking down the visuals, the haunting performances, the themes, and even how the actors prepared for their roles and the sheer craftsmanship that makes Nosferatu one of the most compelling horror films of the year. For those unfamiliar with the story, Nosferatu is a loose adaptation of Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. Though it started as an unauthorized adaptation in 1922, the story follows Thomas Hutter, a young real estate agent who travels to Transylvania to close a deal with the reclusive Count Orlok. But this was no ordinary property sale. The townspeople whisper of dark omens, the castle seemed frozen in time, and Orlok, well, he's far more than just a reclusive aristocrat. What follows is a chilling descent into obsession and decay as Orlok becomes fixated on Thomas's wife Ellen and brings plague, death, and dread back to their idyllic German town. But this isn't the modern vampire we're used to seeing. The Count Orlok is not some misunderstood anti-hero pinning for lost love. He's not the glittery vampire of Twilight or the wisecracking party monster from Buffy. No, Bill Skarsgård's Orlok is evil. Eggers has crafted a true monster, one that reminds us why vampires were terrifying in the first place. If there's one thing Eggers is known for, it's his visual storytelling. And you know it if you've seen any of his films. And Nosferatu, it might be his most visually striking work yet. Shot entirely on 35mm film, the cinematography is a love letter to German expressionism. Towering shadows stretch unnaturally long, fog coils through the streets, and every frame feels meticulously composed as if painted in layers of darkness and decay. Eggers and cinematographer Jarin Blaschke took direct inspiration from the original silent film, carefully balancing techniques while staying true to the spirit of 1920s cinemas. The result, a haunting dreamlike atmosphere where reality feels just slightly off. And here's the kicker, there is barely any CGI. Almost every effect you see, whether it's the supernatural fog or Orlok's grotesque appearance, was achieved practically. It's a rare thing in modern horror and a testament of Eggers' commitment to old school filmmaking. From the snow-draped streets of Wismar to the decaying fortress of Orlok's castle, every frame feels carefully composed. The minimal use of artificial effects makes the supernatural element feel disturbingly real, like the terror could reach out from the screen and touch you. But even the most beautiful cinematography would fall flat without performances to anchor it. And this cast delivers some of the most unforgettable work. Let's start with Lily Rose Depp. While she's been in the spotlight for projects like The King and HBO's controversial The Idol, this is her career-defining performance. Ellen is not just a passive figure here, she's the emotional core of the story, torn between fear, longing, and a growing sense of dread. She said in the interviews that she had to explore the kind of expressive, minimalistic acting inspired by the silent film legends like Greta Garbo. It took long, unbroken takes that required her to sustain intense emotional vulnerability without relying on modern dialogue. Heavy techniques. Nicholas Hoult, who's had a massive year playing Lex Luthor in Superman Legacy, brings a very different energy here. He plays Thomas as a rational, well-meaning man slowly unraveling as he confronts forces beyond his understanding. His fear is palpable, especially during his early encounters with Orlok. Hoult described how Eggers' approach to historical accuracy shaped his performance. Eggers even limited creature effects on set, keeping the monstrous reveal of Orlok hidden during early takes to capture genuine reactions from the cast. Hoult admitted it left him feeling vulnerable in the best way. Perfect for Thomas's arc. And now Bill Skarsgård. My god, this is not Pennywise. This is so much darker. Skarsgård completely disappears into the role of Count Orlok, both physically and vocally. His pale, decaying face, elongated fingers, dead eyes combined with that voice, a deep, unnatural rasp he described as vocally exhausting in interviews. He trained for weeks using ancient throat singing techniques to create a sound that felt truly inhuman. And it shows. It feels like he's decaying from inside out. And of course, Willem Dafoe, a favorite collaborator of Eggers. Dafoe brings a fascinating energy to his role as the occult scholar Von Franz, balancing wisdom, dry humor, and intensity. He's clearly drawing inspiration from classic Van Helsing archetypes while adding his signature eccentric flair. Dafoe admitted in interviews that his performance leaned slightly into camp intentionally to break tension without compromising the horror. But what makes Nosferatu so powerful is the way it uses horror as a lens for deeper fears. Eggers weaves themes of repression, death, and forbidden desire throughout the narrative. Ellen's dynamic with Orlog in particular is not a straightforward predator-prey relationship. There's a twisted fascination at play, an exploration of fear and attraction intertwined. She's drawn to Orlog, but not in a romanticized way. There's a deep, unsettling undertone to their dynamic, a blend of fascination and repulsion. Eggers has openly discussed how Victorian horror often punished women for expressing their desires, and here Ellen's confrontation with Orlog feels less like simple victimization and more like a tragic reclaiming of power. And this is where Eggers truly shines as a storyteller. He brings the psychological horror to the forefront, making you question whether Orlog is merely an external monster or a reflection of something far darker within the character themselves. It took Robert Eggers over a decade to bring this project to life, and it shows. Every shadow, every line of dialogue, every chilling breath of fog feels meticulously crafted. And while it pays homage to F.W. Murnau's original, this version breathes new life into a century-old myth. Gothic horror, this pure, this artful, it's rare and it needs to be celebrated. So is Robert Eggers' Nosferatu masterpiece without a doubt. It's haunting, beautiful, and terrifying all at once. The performances are career-defining, the visuals unforgettable, and the respect for cinema history undeniable. This is Gothic horror at its finest, a film that reminds us vampires are not supposed to be funny or charming, they're supposed to be monsters. And if you love slow burn, artful horror with deep emotional stakes, Nosferatu demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. Have you seen Nosferatu yet? What's your take on Eggers' chilling reinterpretation? Hope I changed your opinion if you were thinking otherwise. Any chance your opinions still differ from mine, give me a chance and drop your thoughts below. I'll be waiting in the comment section, or you can chase me on Instagram any time of the day. Link is in the description box. And if you enjoy this analysis, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth movie discussions, breakdowns, and I'll catch you in the next one. Also, if you have any suggestions for me, I'd love to hear that. See you on the next video. That's probably Squid Game Season 2 analysis, and I'll see you there. Bye.